Hello, hi. This is Ben Daniel, the Chief Editor of Packaging Middle East and Africa magazine. I'm here in Dubai with the Senior Vice President of Global Key Accounts for Gallus, Mr. Ferdinand. Hello, Ferdinand.
Hi, Ben. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure. And as the industry knows Ferdinand as Ferdi, he's a beloved person for the region, I would say, and not only the region, around the globe. And people have really seen, experienced, felt, and also enjoyed the hospitality and the wonderful, way in which he has been, part of this market as well, not just the globe. But here he is in Dubai this time. Usually I interview him in St. Gallen in his headquarters. That's where I meet him sometimes, and in Europe. But this time it's such a pleasure to meet Ferdi. How are you, Ferdi?
Wonderful. I'm very happy to be here in Dubai and enjoy the beautiful coming fall.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, it's been a long and fulfilling journey for you with Gallus as your company, inherited from your father. Tell us a little, very briefly, about the company and how you've gone through all this long but very fulfilling journey of yours.
Actually, it started almost with the first moment. The playground when I was a boy was the factory floor. We lived in the first floor, and the ground floor was the factory. So whenever I was trying to play, I was in the factory running around the machines. So that's how it started. But actually, 1974, I started to learn to be a machine mechanic and learned at the Gallus factory. Afterwards, I made an engineering school. I went to the military service. I did an MBA as a business. And then 1990, I took over the company from my dad.
Wow. That's already a very great, fulfilling career of yours, till 1990. So how was Gallus in 1990? It was more like a traditional flexo-driven narrow web press manufacturer. But take us through the journey. It's almost like 34 years of journey.
The journey, actually, there are several steps. When my granddad founded the company, he took over a company who made scales and balances. And he was also the inspector of weight. And then there was a demand for building little printing machines. And those little printing machines have been letterpress for tickets and tags and stuff like that. Afterwards, the demand for tickets for food stamps came. Then there was the time of the punch cards for the IBM computers, and afterwards, when Stanton Avery developed the pressure-sensitive material, we focused on pressure-sensitive printing. And there you can see a company has to adapt to changes in the market, from scales, from tags, from tickets, from punch cards for computers to pressure-sensitive material, and always with the same philosophy, from roll to the finished product. And one of the stages in the 90s was, the first big stage was water and solvent-based flexo into UV flexo. That was one of the first steps where you could print high-speed rotary. You don't have to print wet in wet anymore, things like this. That was a big change. And the second big change was when digital printing started to come into play.
Right. Wow. That's a long journey, 1990 to 2004 now, 34 long years. And as you explained, from traditional flexo all the way to digital, that's a long journey. And you've accomplished all of that within this 34 years.
Me, my team accomplished that. My father had a vision, and I understood that vision. That means your factory, where you make the machine, should be highly automated, should be always use the most modern equipment to produce the latest technology. We were the first company in our area which used a numerical controlled machine. Today it's nothing else out there anymore. We had a computer system from HP, which was the office management system. Today you have Office from Microsoft 365. We had that all in the late 70s already. So inside, be the most automated, most modern company, and for the product, listen to what the customer wanted. And that made us strong.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now tell us a little more about your your success as you really scaled up pretty good for the past, all these 34 years obviously, but especially after your, let's say, your association, partnership and amalgamation with Heidelberg.
If I talk about partnership, we started at the beginning. We did everything ourselves. We had our own manufacturing for electric cabinet. We made our own UVs, etc. And then later, the companies like ISD came to the market and they produced a better UV system than we. So we learned very quickly, you have to scout which is the best product out in the market to add to your machine. And with adding at this time, the IST units to our R200s, that was really a success where the productivity of a label manufacturer could be increased significant. And then there was the computer out. We knew digital printing is very important, and then we stepped into digital printing. Now, when you talk digital printing, you talk software, you talk inks, you talk prepress, you talk connecting your files to the engine, you talk about dripping. And as a small, medium-sized company, you don't have the power to invest in all of those very, very important things. You also have to be an important partner for supplier of the inkjet head, and here comes Heidelberg into play. With Heidelberg being a partner, and that was actually then the decision that in 2014 I said, okay, I swap my shares with the shares for Heidelberg and we are together as one company. Makes it for the customer easy because he has one partner for buying this technology and one phone number if it doesn't work.
Brilliant. Okay, so Ferdi, now you're more or less coming to the twilight of your career. If I'm not very happy to put it that way, but as I understand, you're coming close to spending more time with family, and at the same time you want to be part of the business, supporting in all the possible ways that you could. Tell us what's up as we progress.
My idea is to make space for the young people. I learned this from my father, that you shouldn't take the space forever, that there's young people who have more power, who have more energy, which can do that. And so I choose to retire with the official age in Switzerland, which is 65. But on the other side, I have some good connection in the industry, I have quite the knowledge, and I like to share the knowledge with the young people. And when they come and ask, I'm open to support them and to tell them my recommendation. They have to make the call, what to do with the advice, but excuse me, but I'm happy to give them the advice. I will still next year travel and visit customer to say goodbye and be at the disposal when the young people ask me, Ferdi, can you do this? There is a customer coming which you know since ever, can you do? And I'm more than happy to do that.
Brilliant. Ferdi, you have a lot of installations of Gallus machines, or presses I would say, in the United Arab Emirates, in Saudi Arabia, the rest of the Gulf region and the Middle East and Africa. That's where packaging MEA covers. So we have seen a lot of label printers. Most of the label printers at least have one machine from you. So what's your message to these existing loyal customers of yours and your future potential customers of Gallus from your side?
I have the message is that we have built a good relationship with this customer. We have very strong ties, and this will go on with the young people which are in our company. They understand the value of a family company, they understand the value of the Gallus family, and they go on like that, and they are listening to the customer what they want, and we are be able to produce the machine accordingly to their needs.
Right. Thank you, Ferdi. That's a very great, support and assurance that you're giving for the regional label printers from your side. But as an industry, where are we heading towards? You're from the labels and packaging industry standpoint. Where are we heading towards? What's your message to the industry at large?
The message actually is that I observed in the past all over the world that people are focusing on their Kernkompetenz, on their center competence. Means, with other words, on their niche. Some companies are extremely good in converting food labels, some are extremely good in automotive, some do pharma, some do health and beauty care. Beverage is not just beverage, beverage is liquor, is wine, is beer. They're all different. To understand these niches and to say, okay, I'm the best in the booklet, I'm the best in the 4-color label, or I'm the best with the 8-color and 2 foils and screen combination. Also focusing on their niche and their competence. And I learned that this gives the converter, the label printer, a niche where they'll be able to charge a little more, where they can do a little higher margin when they focus on that, and they are absolutely the best in it. It's very hard to compete against the best, but if you dance on every wedding, if I may say, you can also do when you're big enough, but that's more difficult than when you're really the expert in one segment.
Brilliant, thank you. So one real final message to our this particular city that you like. You keep coming often to Dubai. And tell us something about Dubai. You've been enjoying the city. And, yeah.
I think one of the first time I was here was 2007, and just when you arrive with the airplane, the difference of landscape you noticed. That's the first impression. You land on a beautiful day, and you see more and more green. You see more and more buildings. You see more and more roads. It's so strong growing. The other thing, when I look at the professionalismus, the professional label printers, their professionalismus got better and better. It's amazing in what short time they reached world-class level in printing.
Okay. So Ferdi, thank you very much for this interview, and it's a pleasure as always, and we wish you all the very best in your future career. It's not retiring, I'm sure. You're getting into a new phase of life where you're going to be more active and you're going to have a balance, I suppose, because you are more committed to your business now. Now you have to give some time for family. At the same time, you need to also support young people, as you correctly said.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.